Woo, woo. Okay. Let me know if you hear me. Hello, fam. It's your girl, Miss Diva Trucker. Let me take off my headset. And we are in our after hour, after 5 o'clock. Lord have mercy, y'all. It's been a busy day. But I promised y'all that I would come through with a video so we could talk about some things. Oh, what I do? Is messing up. Did I unplug the camera? Hold on. Wait, y'all. I got to get this camera back right. I hit the camera, so give me 1 second. Oh, the phone ringing. I'm trying to give me one. Oh, there I go. No, that ain't the right camera. Uh-oh. Hold on. That is not the right. Lord have mercy. Jesus. Hold on. Let's see if we can put the other one back on. There you go. Woo, we figured it out, child. I tell you, let me tell y'all something. It's been a day, okay? If y'all don't know, I'm working on trying to get FEMA contracts for everybody, FEMA loads and things like that. And one of the things about getting a FEMA contract or load or whatever the case may be, you got to have what is called $300,000 contingent cargo insurance, okay? So with that, can you hear me, Jared? Can y'all? How is that? Can y'all hear me? Hey, Shape World, girl. See you so long. Let me know if y'all can hear me okay. But one of the things that I have to get is what is called cargo contingent insurance for FEMA, and it's $300 for $300,000 you have to have for FEMA. Normally, you don't have to have that as a broker. Some companies require, some shippers require you to only have $100,000 or whatever. But working for the government, you do have to have $300,000. Okay, so giving that out. Giving to get that quote for contingent cargo insurance, baby, let me tell you something. That is $2,000 a year, and you do have to pay $1,000 up front, okay, to get that insurance. So hopefully, I will be able to upload that to FEMA tomorrow. Oh my God! Hold on, y'all. 1 minute. Hello. I'm on my live feed. Can I call you back when I get off? Okay. All right. So getting that cargo, what is it? Contingent insurance is about $2,000 a year. Okay. So at the blink of a hat, another $1,000 went out the door. Okay. So I have to get that up and running for the FEMA loads and contracts. Most of the shippers are going to want at least $100,000 or whatever. But the thing about the cargo contingent insurance is that as a broker, you're not, saying that you're responsible for the load because you don't run the load. The carrier is responsible for the load, but you are a backup for the carrier. Okay. So if something happens that, the carrier's insurance don't cover it, that means that they can take me to court to get my $300,000 as well. So that's another expense. Child, if they ask me for $1,000, I'm a holler. I'm running out. You will go broke before you get started, okay? But we got to remember the end game of what the goal is and things like that. Now, let me talk to you a little bit about what the organization that I'm putting together. The organization that I'm putting together is called Women-Owned Carriers and Brokers. Now, this organization is just for people who have their own authority, they own MC number, they running their own thing, okay? They not leased on to anybody or anything like that. They're actually under their own authority, okay? And it's also for not carriers, but brokers that have their own brokerage. They're not agents under anybody. They also have their own insurance, their own broker, their own everything. Okay. So the reason for this group is because I'm putting this group together. And the reason for it is because I need the carriers, the women, the carriers, the brokers that are women, especially minorities and things like that, veterans, all that kind of stuff. If you served in the military, all that kind of stuff. I need you to be in one group so you can get your certifications. We're going to help you get your certifications. You don't have to pay for it. Everybody's asking me, are you charging? They say, Miss Tara over there just charging up everything, okay? No. These are your certifications. You don't get charged for certifications, but we're going to treat you how to self-certify. I'm going to teach you how to get registered on SAMS. Everything that these programs offer, it is free out there. You do not have to pay a lot of money to get these certifications. Everything is free. So I want to put that all in a group, all in an association. And one thing that it will do is for anybody that is anybody that is a warehouse, a 3PL, shipper, anybody that's moving loads, they don't have too far to look to find us, okay? Because we're going to be everywhere. We're going to be on social media. We're going to be doing videos. We're going to be on LinkedIn. We're going to be everywhere. So it's not going to be hard if you want to work with a woman-owned organization or a minority-owned organization. There is money set aside for small businesses and disadvantaged business, such as people that don't have a lot of trucks. Now, another thing that we're going to have to do is you guys that have 1 truck, 2 truck, 3 truck, 4, we're going to have to come together under an umbrella so you can be utilized when it comes to contracts. I want to give a shout out to MW Logistics, which is an African-American CEO out of Dallas, Texas, that just won a contract for 3 years with Clorox, okay? So they will be doing Hidden Valley Ranch dressing and all that kind of stuff. And also, he's a minority business owner. He has the MBE certification. So when Martin went to look for set-asides for people who were minorities and things like that and had their certifications, they found MW Logistics, okay? So he just got awarded a 3-year contract with Clorox, and he will be working very closely with Clorox, which has a female CEO as well. Okay. So, they're out there looking for minority businesses. They're also looking for veteran owned businesses. So they have to set aside a certain amount of money for those small businesses, just like we are. Okay. So let's talk about Trucking University. Tara, what are you talking about? Let's see. Shaver or say, does Progressive give broker insurance? No, they have trailer and truck. No, I don't think Progressive gives broker. When you're looking at a broker, you want to go to somebody like JW Surety Bond. They do broker insurance. And also PFA, Pacific Financial. They do broker insurance as well. But I think Progressive Progressive is high. When y'all out there getting insurance quotes, make sure you get about 3 or 4 quotes before you make a decision and learn what the restrictions are of them quotes before you determine if you're going to go with that company. Okay. Some people like Progressive, they don't care who you hire, how much experience they got, anything like that. They do look at their driving record, but they don't have to have 10 years experience. You can hire somebody straight out of school with Progressive, but Progressive is high. Okay. Just let you know it's high. But they are the most lenient insurance company that you can do. Okay. OIDA is more strict. Okay. OIDA, if you don't plan on growing your business in the first year, OIDA may be an option that you want to go with because They require some of their drivers to be experienced drivers for 9 years before you can put them on your fleet. Okay. So if you don't plan on growing or whatever the case may be, you're just trying to get your foot in the door, or whatever the case may be, OIDA may be one of the locations you look at. Another thing is they have a lot of restrictions as well. They do not work with companies such as Landstar. They'll give you a list of companies that they do not work with, okay? But they do give kind of the lowest rates that I've seen so far. Now, let's get into Trucking University. I have my broker agreements. I just got those today. I got my shipper packets. I just got those today. So I will be personalizing them, uploading them to DocuSign. So when I send out my carrier packets, all you have to do is click sign, and they'll come right on back to me, and we all good, and we can go from there. Okay, y'all, this stuff takes time. Okay, you can't do none of this stuff overnight, quick, fast, and easy, and it's going to drain your pockets financially. Okay, so get ready, be prepared. Let's talk about Trucking University. When I say Trucking University and going to college, it's kind of like the same thing. I want my CDL. Can you direct me in the right place? Yes. If you want your CDL, the first thing I would tell you to do is go get your permit. Okay, that would be one step down from that you will have to worry about when you go to these schools and things like that. Work on your permit, because getting your permit shows initiative, that you're serious about getting your CDL. You have that piece of paper in effect. It's good for 6 months, and you are one step closer to getting your CDL. Now all you got to do is go to school, and then do your 3 weeks, get your license. Then we out the gate. We off and running. Okay. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about, okay, college and Trucking University. College, when you get out of high school, guys, you're going to go to college, and college is going to teach you the basic fundamentals. One of the classes that you learn in college when you first go is going to be what is called economics, okay? And they're going to talk about supply and demand and things like that. That's one of the first classes you take in college, okay? Well, guess what, guys? You get that in trucking. You're going to learn economics in trucking. You're going to learn the supply and demand out here, because you're going to get on the job training. After 4 years being in college, you get what? A degree. Then you go on until your career field, whatever the case may be. You try to find a job, then you try to get paid for your job. The difference in trucking is you actually start getting paid the time you get your license. So you get that on the job training. Okay. So some of you that have been in the industry for 5-10 years or whatever the case may be, you have just as much education in the transportation industry as a degree. You're learning logistics. You're learning how to transport freight from one location to the other. You know what to do if you have damaged goods. You know what to do as far as negotiation on your freight. So all these things that they teach you in a logistics class in a college, you actually get it on the job by going through trucking and experiencing your ups and downs through that industry, and you're getting paid for it, and it's on the job training. So you can't get no better training if you plan on going into the transportation. Let me show you how you grow in the trucking industry. When you get into trucking, nobody cares about your degree. They don't care how smart you are. They don't care what university you went to. I mean, it doesn't matter to them. So if you're educated, fine. If you're not educated, fine. We all learn the same thing out here on a day-to-day basis. What you do is when you get out here, you're going to get your permit, right? Once you get your permit, then you go into the next level. The next level, you're going to get your CDL. You get your CDL, you out there, you don't learn the basic maneuvers of moving that truck or whatever and how to handle it, maybe can drive a little bit. You got your CDL, right? So now you're going to a level where you're start to get paid, right? It ain't gonna be no money, right? It's gonna be maybe $550 a week before taxes, if you're lucky. You're going to be on the truck with a trainer for 4 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks. Then you graduate, right? You upgrade. They call it an upgrade. You upgrade to what is called a solo driver. That's when they start to pay you about 38 cents a mile. We all know about it. We all been there. You know, we all been to the mega companies and things like that. So you know it's a low pay. All right. So but that's not the end goal. Don't focus on that low pay because greater work comes later, right? So you got to put your work in. You getting it out the mud. You getting it from the ground up, okay? And that's the best way that you can get it because you going through the trials and tribulations of what this industry has to offer. Now, take in mind, these companies can teach you a lot of things if you pay attention to what's going on around you, right? Because you want to move on, especially if you've got goals, especially if you got plans, especially if you're talking about getting your own truck, especially if you're talking about running your own fleet, especially if you're talking about going into brokering, whatever the case may be. You got to pay attention to the small details that are happening around you in the early stages of your career, okay? Because there's a lot going on, right? So once they set you free, once they say, well, you know what, you got the maneuvers down, you're ready to go and start delivering your loads. This is the only place that you can get a brand new truck for $100 and something thousand. No credit check, no down payment, nothing. They just give you the keys just because you presented them with a CDL, and you can get a brand new truck, right? So what are you going to do with that? You're going to learn. You're going to take everything. I started when I came out here and I got my CDL. The first thing I did, because I knew I wanted to be in logistics, I knew I wanted to be a broker, I knew I wanted to, go to the other side of trucking. I started writing down everything, everywhere I went. I write down the shipper, I write down the receiver. When this tablet got filled up, I put it over to the side. I got a new tablet and I started writing down. So now when you're ready to transfer over to freight agent or freight broker, guess what? You got a book of business. How did you get that book of business? You wrote down every shipper, every receiver. You got their phone number. You got where they're located. You got all the information right here. Put it to the side. Okay, you may not use it now, but you may use it later. Okay, when you're developing your relationships with your shipper. Okay, and you can look around and you can see that KLLM ain't the only people that got the load at Hershey. KLLM ain't the only people that got the load at the cold storage. LTI got the load. Martin got the load. JB Hunt got the load. They giving the load to everybody. There's some qualifications that you have to get those loads, but basically it's not just one company that has total control of the loads. So that is why you want to be able to have that information down. So if you do go under an agency such as Landstar or Prime Logistics or XPO Logistics or whatever the case may be, and you decide to be an agent, you can start working on building your book of business. All right, let's go through our freshman year. Our freshman year in Trucking University is our first year as a solo driver. We're going to go through winter driving. We're going to go through getting to and from our locations. And that first year is going to be the biggest year that you're going to have most of your mistakes, okay? In this year, you probably may back up into a little pole or something. You'll probably have a little backing incident. You probably got an overweight ticket. It's learning curves, okay? You're going to have those things that happen. Nobody is perfect when you get out here in the industry, okay? and it's what you do about it. Learn from your mistakes, keep trucking, keep going. Year 2, you a sophomore, right? You done made it through your freshman year. You paying your dues. You starting at the bottom, 38 cents a mile. You going out there running as a company driver. Your check ain't but maybe 1,000 at most if you're lucky, okay, before taxes. And then you done made it to your year, right? Some of you all are going to decide if you want to be a trainer, okay? So you're going to sit up and you're going to look at the game and you're going to be like, well, look, if I'm able to be out here on the road by myself and I'm doing okay, then maybe I can teach somebody else to be a safe driver as well. So you're going to look at some training opportunities. Maybe I'll get a student on my truck. Guess what? What is that going to do for me? That is going to increase my revenue. And also it is going to give me the experience to know that I can train somebody else. So when I start my own company, guess what? I know how to train my drivers. A lot of people look at that differently. A lot of people may look at it as, you know what? I'm training these drivers for the company to have these drivers. They just using me as a trainer and I'm not getting anything out of it and I'm just helping the company grow. No, that's not what you're doing. You're training because you're putting yourself through a test to see, you know, if you can do this. Because if you can train, if you can put somebody on your truck, listen, if you could put somebody on your truck and they don't have a clue about what they're doing, and you can take them over the next 4 weeks and treat and teach them how to be a solo driver, and they can get out there and not have any incidents, baby, that's a skill, okay, that you have. So whenever you go to start your own business and whenever you go to start your own fleet, guess what? You got the skill of training your own drivers instead of training somebody else's drivers. Not only that, okay? Not only that is that when you train these young women, when you train these young men and you give them a good training experience, guess what? They're going to get out there on their own. So when you move up and you go to buying your own truck or starting your own fleet, guess who you call? You call the people that you trained 2 years ago, 1 year ago. They got experience now. Hey, this is Miss Tamara. I got a truck for you. I got my own business or whatever the case may be. Would you like to come work for me? Why don't you think those people are going to come work for you? Because you put in the time, you put in the effort with them, and you that could be your driver in the future. If not, you already have the skills that you are able to train other people because you did it under a mega carrier. Training ain't for everybody, okay? But people use different ways to increase their revenue. People use different ways to get what they want out of it. This is a trucking game, a trucking university. You have to take this information and use it to the best of your ability, and also to be able to use it in the future, okay? You can never get ahead if you always think this person using me, this person doing this. That's why I say, if people are out there right now and you're working at 38 cents a mile, right? And everybody's telling you, man, I won't work for no 38 cents a mile. I won't work for 40 cents a mile. They talking about you. They're telling you that they ain't no money and all that kind of stuff. You're not dumb. You're not stupid. You know that ain't a lot of money, but it's enough for you, right? So if that's enough for you and you can survive, imagine if you can survive off of 40 cents a mile, 42 cents a mile, 45 cents a mile, whatever the case may be. Imagine what you could do on $3 to $4 a mile. So when the loads go down or the rates go down or whatever the case may be, you're not, worried, because heck, if you could survive off of 40, 50, 80 cents a mile with a truck payment of $600 to $700 and still bring home a check, you can definitely survive the ups and downs of the trucking industry when the rates and the freight and all that kind of stuff goes down. This is a teaching moment. Everything that you do behind that wheel and the pay and all that kind of stuff that you go through is a teaching moment. Use that to build your skill. So when you go to the next level, you're not only prepared for it, you know what you need to do. You know how to run your truck. You know how to fuel. You know how to do your costs. Okay. So that every level that you move up, you're prepared for it because you started at the bottom, right? You started at the bottom. You learned how to save. How many of you all sacrificed? Y'all, I done burnt. Listen, I was trying to go into the pot of cooking some ribs, and I picked up the hot pot that was on the lid to cook some ribs and burnt my wrist, child, trying to be nosy. But you have gone through those stages as far as trying to sacrifice, trying to be on the road, trying to leave home for your family. One of the core values that a lot of you all have is that you leave home to go to trucking to provide a better economic, a better pay, a better situation for those that you love at home. If not that, you go into trucking to provide a better situation for yourself, okay? And with that comes sacrifice. That's why we always tell you, talk to your spouse, talk to your mate, talk to that person that is home every day so that they will understand once you take this journey, you're not going to be able to come home every day. You're not going to be able to be there all the time. You got to put in the work and the time. And if you have a mate that is supportive of what you do, they can understand the vision. They can understand what is to come. But you have to have a plan. There is no mate that is going to sit at home, right? There's no mate that's going to sit at home and allow their spouse to go out into the street or to go out into trucking, and there's no plan. We just going out there. There's no plan to make more money. There's no plan to move up. There's no plan to do nothing. You just gone. I don't know anybody that would be that understanding that, you're going to leave a spouse at home and there's maybe some kids or whatever the case may be. And you just going to go out there and you're going to be all willy-nilly and you just not going to have any responsibilities. Okay. Everybody wants to have a plan, because if you're going to sacrifice your spouse being out on the road for a long period of time, there better be some kind of reward at the end of this journey. Okay. Remember, you cannot be in trucking forever. All right. There's a start and there's a finish. Okay. And it means that you and your partner, your significant other, whoever that person is, has to sit down and come up with a plan. By year 2, we're going to be doing this. By year 3, we're going to be doing this. By year 4. And everybody needs to stick to the plan. So if your situation is being a spouse at home and being supportive, of the journey, you got to stick to that. If the plan is, I'm gonna take a second job just so we can sacrifice and get this truck paid off, you got to stick to that, right? Because you got to be on the same accord. Okay, there's a lot of people that lose their marriages, that lose their families and everything like that because they don't have a plan and they don't stick to the plan. And somewhere down the line, somebody went left on the plan. Okay. So the whole situation goes left. You got to be focused. You got to be determined, and you can't let anything sidetrack you. All right. Year 1, I got to turn on this air, but year 1, right? Year 1, you out there, you running. Okay, everything is new to you. Why? Because you're going 48 states, you're going to California. Everything is exciting. Everything is like, you're going to see maybe your family members or whatever the case may be across the states. You're in your truck. Maybe you got a brand new truck, whatever the case may be. You get money every week when you wasn't getting no money, so everything is, everything is exciting. I'm gonna turn the air on because I turned it off. But everything is exciting to you, right? After year one, you done been everywhere. You done saw everything, and you like, wait a minute now. This is getting kind of redundant. I feel that I'm in. I feel like I'm in a situation that is starting to repeat itself or whatever. After year one, and you are a safe driver, you don't have any tickets, no incidents and all that kind of stuff, then it's time to level up. We ain't on 38 cent no more, okay? We moving up. We're going to 45 cent. We're going to 46 cent. After 2 years, you should be at 48, 50 cents at a lot of companies if you don't have anything on your record. Maybe you want to start cutting back. Now the name of the game is, as a sophomore, once you graduated from being a freshman, they call it in trucking a rookie. Once you go on to being a sophomore, now you can look at the game a little different. You may want to look at, start saving money for my truck. Okay, start. Some people go into a lease program like I did. I went into a lease program out the gate because I didn't have time to be waiting, to be a company driver. I knew that, I was going to be out there. I had nothing else to go back home to. So might as well go for it if you're going to do it. I knew the risk. I knew what it took. I knew that you could go in the hole. I knew that you could lose your truck. I knew all the risks. And not only that, I'm going out on 88 cents a mile at the time. Okay, 88 cents a mile. So, and I'm paying all these expenses, but it wasn't that, because I knew if I could survive 88 cents a mile, I could survive anything. Okay, I could survive. If I could do that, and the structure was there. I didn't have to worry about finding a load or negotiating a load or anything like that. All I had was a dispatcher that I told them I wanted to go to California, and they made it happen. Okay, I told them I want to go to Chicago. They made it happen. Okay, so it all worked together because I'm still new. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had guidance along the way. And that's what you take those companies as. You take it as guidance to get you to the next level. So the more and more that you understand, you start to learn about how to be a business owner, how to get your LLC, how to have your business bank account, how to do your expenses, how to get an accountant, how to do your taxes, how to manage all of that, and plus take care of your family, right? Because it's preparing you to go another level, right? So if you can do that, let's go on down. Maybe you try a lease. Maybe you went out there and get one of those lease purchases, okay? One to walk away. I wouldn't do nothing that I had to pay a penalty for if I left it, because it's a risk. So I would do what is called a walk away lease. At least I tried it, to see if it'll work, if it's something for me. The more, when you're looking at stuff like that, you really got to be on a budget. You got to write down all your expenses, and you also got to be able to go to sacrifice. Because if you don't run, guess what? Besides a company driver, they don't get paid. But if you don't run, you in the hole. And sometimes if you 2 to 3 and you get relaxed, or you get in a situation that you just really don't want to run, and you start getting lazy, guess what? Those payments add up, okay? And the more you get into debt, the harder it is for you to get out, okay? You got to remember the sacrifice. You got to remember there's greater later, okay? Once you get into that, okay, you doing that. Now you done saved your money, right? You in this game, you putting some money away, $500 every time you get paid, a couple of $100. It don't have to be much, but have a plan. If you need $5,000 to put down on a truck, divide that up, put that money away, don't touch it. That's my truck money, right? So then you may be going to year 2. And then you're going to, you're figuring it out. You get dispatched. You may went over to maybe a lease side or whatever the case may be. But each step that you're progressing to set yourself up to something better, right? And remember, you got to go on your own goal, okay? You got to go on what is good for you and your family at the house. And if you talking to your spouse and she said, baby, listen, I don't think this lease thing is going to be a good idea. It's going to take you more away from the house. We're not going to have any insurance. Right now is not a good time. That's the only person that you need to listen to. Okay. It's the people that are in your house, because that wife probably is the one that's going to work, maybe taking a second job or whatever the case may be. And if the time is not right now, then start saving. You can save as a company driver and still put that money away, but don't try to chase after what everybody else do, because your situation is always going to be different from somebody else's situation. And if you find yourself, because Joe Blow or whoever went and got a brand new truck over here at this company, and they get on whatever, and they talking about they making $4,000-$5,000 a week and all this kind of stuff, remember, that may not be you, because you ain't gonna never have the same obligations that another person is going to have. Okay, so you got to base every move that you make it calculated, make it count. Okay, because the more times that you get caught up in everybody else's direction, is the more times you're gonna get caught up in that cycle. It's called a cycle. Going from company to company, lease to lease, starting over. Every time you sign a brand new lease, it's another 5 years, okay, to pay that truck off. Okay, so if you go into a lease and you don't worked on that lease for 3 years and something happened, you want to take the next step because such and such said that you're gonna get $5 more over here. You jump out of that 3-year lease and you go get in another lease. Guess what? You start right on back over into the cycle. Now we got another 5 years. So you already been in the industry 3 years. Now you got 5 more years. Now this ain't gonna work. Now we gotta go to another lease. Okay, there's no money being saved in the meantime to start your own business, okay? To start your own fleet, to start your own, okay? Year 3, you're a junior in the industry. All right, you're a junior. It's almost time for you to graduate. You done made it the 3rd year in trucking. You know a little something. You can back up real good. You know how to manage your money. You know how to do your costs. Can't nobody telling you nothing. You on the internet, everything, telling folks how to weigh their load and all that kind of stuff. You done did something. You done went around the world a little bit. Year 3, you a junior, right? If you're looking at getting a truck at that time, those are the things that you need to focus on. You should have some money saved up. You should have some money in the bank. You need to start looking at what the cost is going to be to make you either go lease under somewhere. I recommend if you go get a truck, right, straight up out the door, I would not go straight to my authority, right? I would go what? I will go get me a truck and I will lease it on to a carrier, my own truck, and be what is called a lease owned operator. Okay, because I believe that a truly owner operator is a person that own their own truck and they have their MC number. Okay, so if you don't have that and you're leased onto a company, that means you're a leased operator. I've always called myself a lease operator because that's where I've been. It's nothing wrong with it. It's just a title. People get caught up in titles. As long as you're making money, as long as you're being successful, what does it matter? Okay. But you are under the guidance of somebody that has the authority. Now, when you get there, don't get lazy. I done made it now. Shoot, I went from $1,200 a week to $1,500 a week. Now I'm making $4,000 a week. I'm bringing home $4,000 a week because I got my own truck, right? And I'm getting comfortable, right? Because $4,000 a week is pretty good to some people, right? Don't get complacent. We still got work to do. We are not finished. We have not graduated, okay? You can get stuck like that, right? Getting comfortable. You still are learning. You're learning logistics. You're learning the supply chain. You're learning to be your own boss. You're learning how all this stuff works. And the more money you see, right? You make a mistake and you see one of them rate confirmations that the company got on you for booking your truck on a load. Once you see that, it's a done deal. Okay, for a lot of you. Okay, once you see that, once you see the confirmation that they got $6,000 on the load, you got $1,200 for the load. You still brought home $44,000 for the week, but you done made 15,000 for that load. You know what I'm saying? I saw a load the other day coming from Nevada. I was telling somebody about Nevada, Las Vegas, picked up on the day I was leaving, $10,000 going to Philadelphia. Okay. That's somebody that's under their own authority. And especially if they had a team, they can run that load up there, turn around, and that's all theirs. But if they factor it or whatever the case may be, okay? Just don't get comfortable. Get to a level where you're okay. Now, if you're okay with being leased on to a company and you're good with that, you're making good money, you don't want to get your authority, you don't want to have to worry about insurance, you don't want to have to worry about audits, you don't want to have to, go through all that things that you have to do with your authority, then that's fine. Whatever level that you choose to stop at is fine. But I'm telling you, there is more as you go, and you keep learning. You keep learning and keep going. 10,000. Yeah, I tried to get that load, Queen. I tried to get that load to Sinister. He was out there in Vegas. And I said, you got your truck with you? He told me, nah, I flew. I said, I got a load right here that's leaving out of Vegas in the morning, and it's still on the board, and it's paying 10,000. Well, he would have never saw what it was paying, but I say it's paying 10,000. Going to Philly. It's due on the 3rd. You want it? Sensei, I'm going to fly and go get my truck and bring it back to go. Look, Sensei, Tamara, just give me 5,000 on the. I said, Sin. I said, you just want 5,000 of the 10,000. I said, so you want 50% of the load? He said, I'm good with just 5. I said, Lord, you just gonna give me $5,000 for booking the load for you? Is that what you gonna do? But it's stuff out there like that. Now this market goes up and down. It's not always like that, but at least you will know, okay? And the more people that you can get out of your pocket, the more that comes back to you, the more that comes back to your family, the more that you can do with it. Now, one of the mistakes, okay, after you do that, you get your truck, you leased on to a company, you're a junior now, you're in the game, you're doing your thing. Let's graduate. Okay, let's get our 4-year degree. We've been in the industry for 4 years. We done learned a little something. We managing our money. We studying. We doing everything that we need to do. We got a little cash in the bank. We got our truck situated and got a trailer now, or whatever the case may be. then that's when you start saying, you know what, I'd rather do this on my own. Some people will they'll do interstate, like one of the people that I got set up with the authorities, he's making $1,000 a day, and he don't go nowhere. He might go 150 miles and go back home. So now we starting to get back to the family, right? Because that's why we came out here for, right? We came out here to make money. We came out here to support our family. We came out here to find a way that we can get back to the family. Don't y'all want to go back home and be with the family? Right? Don't you love the people at home? Some of y'all do. Some of y'all don't want to go home. But that's when you get to the part where, now I got my own authority. Now you can start to run and demand how you want to. You done learned how to negotiate because you done been under, companies and calling brokers and things like that. You learned how to negotiate your loads. You know how this logistics works, right? Because 80% of y'all are brokers already. If you've been out here for 5 years, you know exactly what you know the game. You know how to negotiate. You know all that kind of stuff. Okay, you just have to transition over to the other side where you see it a little bit of everything. But you get back home to your family. You're making a decent pay. You got what is called quality of life. You're spending time at home. You got your own truck. You're making whatever you want to make. If that's something that you want to do, you can go to Amazon. Yeah, Amazon. Now, they used to say you had to have 3 trucks to get on with Amazon. But now you don't. You can take your one single truck, go on to Amazon, and you can run their loads. Okay. The only issue that I have with Amazon is that they loads really don't pay a lot. Okay. But if you got paid off equipment and you don't have a low cost on your truck or whatever, don't take the 2020 Peterbilt 389 or 379 or whatever the case may be over there to Amazon. Okay. That's not where you want to be. Okay. But if you got a truck that you done got from the auction, or you got a truck that you ain't paying but $150 a week or something on the case, and your cost is low, then if you want to run Amazon loads, go run Amazon. But I don't want you to think that Amazon is the end all be all. Okay. There's a lot of other shippers out here that's right in your area that you can run for. Some of the shippers may require you, and that's where we have to come together as carriers and brokers, right? Because some of the shippers want you to have a fleet of trucks. So you will never be able to get those big contracts if you're out here solo dolo. So that's why I created what is called women-owned carriers and brokers, because all the carriers, all the brokers can come under one authority, not one authority, but one shell company. And if she got 5 trucks, she got 10 trucks, she got 2 trucks, she got 1 truck. Whenever we go get a contract, we got 50 trucks all together. It doesn't have to do with any of your money. You still gonna make your own money. Nobody want whatever it is that you make it. But when we come together as a group and under an umbrella, and they looking at us as an organization, as an association, they can come into the association and they can get, hey, Tamara, do you have 20 trucks? I got 20 companies. I got 5 companies, and all together they add up 20 trucks. So you can get the contract, right? So that's what we have to do now when you get to that level. How long did you lease before going out on your own? I always been a lease driver. I came out of KLLM going straight to lease. I mean, they was talking about the new trucks, and I fell for a hook, line, and sinker, and I didn't have anything to lose. I didn't have a house, I didn't have a car. I drove around in the KLLM truck for a year of me leasing. I didn't even have my own truck. I went to the grocery store, to the mall, anywhere I had to go, I went in the truck. Okay, that was my vehicle, my way of transportation. I slept in the truck. If I wanted to get out the truck, I just went and got a little hotel room and to take my little 34-hour reset, and I was back on the truck. And that's all I did, you know. But just take your time. Remember, don't rush, and just be conservative on how you make a move. When you're thinking about making a move, make sure that next move is something to better you in your situation. Okay. Try not to make just lateral moves. Try to make moves. If you had a 38 cent, let's try to go up to 45 cent. Let's try to go up to 50 cent. Let's try to put money down on our truck. Let's try to, and then, you know, a lot of people I see that they say, well, you know, I'm not business savvy. I'm not, you know, I'm not into that paperwork. I know how to run. I know how to make money. But basically after that, that's about as far as my skill set go. Don't let that limit you. Even if you're not good at paperwork and computers and all that kind of stuff, there's always somebody out here that will be able to help you do that. Okay. If you good at just making money, baby, go out there and make your money. And if you want your authority, if you want your truck, if you want, get people around you that can help you do that, that can walk you through that situation. You know, a lot of us, some of us don't know how to go get our LLC. We don't know what we need to do with our bank account, but there's somebody out here that know how to do all that kind of stuff. And you just need to get around that. Okay. Surround yourself with people that can help you get where you want to be, right? But now, then once you get out there and you decide that you want to get your new authority or whatever the case may be, I always tell people, you know what, you're going to need about 7, 10, 15,000. You can make $10,000 a week at Amazon. You definitely can, Trucker 702. That's a fact. You can. But the rates go up and down as well. And sometimes they could be down a little bit, just like everybody else. That you go to. I can't really say, you know, all I can do is say what other people tell me. I've never seen they board. I don't know what they loads are looking like, you know. But I do want people to understand that there's more than just Amazon as far as getting on an account. Okay. Don't let Amazon be the end all be all and think that's where it's at. Okay. It's not. But then after that, once you, I'm hating on Amazon. I'm not hating on Amazon. Prime is hating on Amazon. Prime is suing Amazon Prime because they say they got their name. Now that's hating on somebody, okay? That ain't me, okay? I want y'all to go. I mean, you got to have your own authority to get over there at Amazon, okay? But there's other accounts you could get on. They ain't the end all be all. Don't let that be the only thing that keep you moving. Okay, find out about other things. Now, what you really need to get into is these government contracts. Okay, get certified. When you get your own authority and you want to go into contracts and all that kind of stuff, you need to certify your business. You need to go on there certified as a woman-owned business, a minority-owned business, a veteran-owned business, because that's when you're able to team up with the mega carriers and they will use you. And they will use you to give you contracts for 3-year deals, you know, and those are $1 million contracts. Okay, so don't limit yourself. That's all I'm saying. It's not that I don't like Amazon. You know, I think they give a great opportunity to people who got their own authority. They don't have to have a trailer. They can just do power only and run how they want to run, right? So let's see, get the answer because I'm not trying to plug in right now. Up for a few reasons, but yeah, I'm not hating on Amazon. Amazon got a great, yeah, it's consistent. They're gonna always have freight, but don't just let that limit you. Okay, there's other things out there. If you is happy, with Amazon, and you done found a little plug and it's giving you as much money as you want out the gate, then rock with it. I just don't want you to be narrow-minded. I want you to know that there's other things out there. A lot of you guys, so when we get to graduating and things like that, you want to be able to make that move and you're going to have setbacks, guys. Don't think that, you're going to just come out here and 4 years later, you're going to be in your own truck and have your own authority. That doesn't happen. When you make it over to your own authority and doing your own fleet and stuff like that, you are getting into what is called the 1%ers. Okay. The 1%ers are the people that started from nothing, went all the way up, transfer over, and didn't let it's coming out of that cycle. And when you break that cycle and come out of going from company to company, lease to lease, all that kind of stuff, and you break away from the mega carrier and you actually under your own thing, that's what you call the 1%ers. And that's a new beginning for you. Okay. Don't think when you get over here on this side that it's just hunky dory and all this kind of stuff. When you move over to the carrier side, now we at a new school. Okay. Now you in the master program. Okay. So then you have to start from the basic. That's just like starting all over. So now you competing with folks that, really got some trucks. Okay. They got 5, they got 10. So you have to decide what your plan is going to be, but you're going to be limited once you cross over to this side and you just think that the end all be all is just this one truck. Okay. It could be, if that's your end all be all, fine, but you can really grow from there into some other things that you can do. We never stop learning. Never stop learning. Learn about the supply chain. Learn about how this stuff move and how we play as truck drivers a big role in the supply chain. As a broker, and I'm learning logistics and I'm learning about the supply chain, there's some things that I can learn to be a consultant for companies. Now I'm on the how to save money type tip. Okay. So when a company come to me and they say, I got this shipping issue and we're spending a lot of money on damaged goods, or we're spending a lot of money on, trucks being late, or whatever the case may be, as a supply chain logistic, right? You come in and you try to alleviate some of those things. Like, for example, you would try, because the company shippers, they always want to know how can they cut costs? How can we cut costs? Okay. We know this is our profit margin. How can we, increase our profit margin? And it may not always be increasing product. It may be looking at the supply chain and how those things move and be able to cut back. Maybe you need to cut back on your damage side. Maybe you need to cut back on other things, penalize these drivers for being late, or whatever the case may be that's causing the shipment to be late, or whatever the case. But understanding that's what you need to do when you come over to the logistics and the supply chain, is you got to learn about the company, about your customer, about your shipper. Okay. I need help getting a dry van trailer. I want to rent one. Go on, what is that? Truck Paper. Go on to Truck Paper and look for trailers. They have a lot of trailers that you can rent. You can go to, I would suggest renting them from Penske, but who is that? Premier? Who is that with a P? Premier? Is that Premier? Premier got some dry van trailers up there. Extra got dry van trailers. There's a lot of people that got dry van trailers. But you could also buy you one from the auction or something. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Usually shippers want those trailers to be less than 10 years old. But yeah, there's a lot of places that if you got to rent one before you buy it, go ahead and do it. You know, it's such, I talk to a lot of owner operators and people that got their own authority now. And it's like such a relief of how they move, you know, being able to not run as hard, being able to make, you know, just as much as they would if they was going OTR, being able to develop their own customer list, you know, those things like that. So the things that I'm trying to do now is to actually get into that's why I started the organization, so that I'm dealing with now carriers and brokers, so we can come together and do more as a group instead of separate as 1-2 owner trucks. Okay, I can get a lot more contracts if you have all these people under an association instead of one truck over here, one truck over here, this person doing their own thing, this person got a truck up here. So everybody come together, get your lane wherever you at, and everybody makes the money. I need help getting a job. They will not. Y'all got any questions for me? But yeah, I just wanted to let you know, like, you know, at the end of 4 years of going to a college or a university, you're in debt of student loans. You know, you got to pay all that money back. If you was going into, you know, logistics or anything that had to do with transportation or whatever the case may be, you are still getting a college education out here on the road. Don't take that for granted. Every situation, everything that you're learning now is going to help prepare you for the future. It's going to help you get to where you want to be in this industry. Remember, we cannot all be in this industry forever. We have to have an exit game, okay? And the more you learn while you're out here on the road, the better you'll be prepared. So when you want to move into your authority and being a freight agent or a freight broker and all that kind of stuff, you're doing the groundwork right now. You're doing the groundwork. When people ask me, Miss Emma, I want to do some training. I want to get my broker license. Wait a minute, slow your roll. Hold on. Can you get some customers first? If you can get some customers, baby, then that's when we're going to start working on build your clientele, build your base, okay? Build all that. And then once you get that up and running, if I gave you a load of 15 flatbed trailers, can you move them for me? You see what I'm saying? I want to do dispatching. Okay, you can do dispatching. How you going to get them owner operators to call you? How you going to do that? You're going to put out a ad, Facebook post, tell owner operators you got a dispatch service now, call you right now, you got the best deal. You got to have a plan for your business. Write your plan out. Understand this industry, and also build relationships, network. Let people know, hey, I'm opening up my dispatch service business. Would you allow me to maybe, you know, dispatch you for free for a couple of weeks, you know, just to see if I do a good job. And if I do, you know, you'll pay me or whatever. Earn people business. Okay. You got to be better than the last person. Okay. I mean, dispatchers a dime a dozen. Freight agents a dime a dozen. Brokers a dime a dozen. What's going to set you? Carriers a dime a dozen. What's going to set you? What's going to make you different than anybody else? What can you offer that somebody else can't offer or somebody else can do? Number one, great customer service, relationship. Go above and beyond the call of duty. You know, maybe you can offer somebody, hey, I got this loan right here. You know, it's paying such and such. You might not get no money on it this time, but next time they'll be back to you. I had a lady call me the other day, And she said, she called me. I had a Florida flatbed load going into Florida. Load paid really good. It paid about $2,300 flatbed. It was over 200 and something miles. And she had been calling and calling. I finally picked up the phone and I said, hello. She said, can I get this loan? That is the flatbed loan that's going to and I looked and I checked and I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I said, but it's gone already. I said, I apologize. And the lady was so nice. I would say, look, let me tell you something. Since I know you like that load, give me your number. I'm going to put you in my database. The first time it come up, I'm calling you. Okay? I'm calling you. I'm going to let you know I got it. And I'm going to go ahead and get you situated. But that's all they like to run. They like to run Florida, and it was paying really good. Some people like that. Learn your customer base. Learn, if you're going to be a dispatcher, learn what your carrier or your owner operator, learn what they want to do. Pick up the phone, be there for them, go above and beyond to earn somebody's business. Nobody has to give you their business. Being a broker doesn't make, just because I have a title that I'm a broker doesn't mean that everybody's going to be knocking down the doors trying to give me their freight. That's not going to happen. You got to earn people business, and you got to be able to set yourself apart, because if you don't, you're going to end up being frustrated. You're going to give up, and you got to be determined. Don't be afraid of somebody telling you no. Don't be afraid of somebody being rude to you on the phone. I called a shipper today and I was like, hey, I said, this is Tamara with Brock Logistics, and I was wondering if I could speak to such and such a set. We don't do that out of this office. I said, well, okay. I said, well, can you tell me who I need to contact so I can, give them a call and leave you alone, right? I don't know. You just gonna have to look it up and find. I don't know who do that. You're gonna run into those type people, and you just can't let them deter you. And you got to be determined to build your business. You got to be determined to build your business, because if you don't, they will eat you alive. They will eat you alive. Does it? You see my question? Where your question at? Shoot. Other than that, y'all, I have been on here. Can any Joe Blow structure a pass through to join your ladies group, or will there be a safeguard? Yeah, it's a safeguard to get in there. The only way you'll be able to get into the women organization is you have to have an active MC number. So when you go to join that group, the first thing I'm gonna ask you is, what's your MC number? I will go check your MC number on Safer to see if it's active. If you're an active broker, that's your company, I will let you in. And the reason why is because we're going to be catering to shippers, warehouse, 3PLs, people that move freight. So when they come in there, we don't want a whole lot of folks that can't do anything for them. If you're leased onto a company, you're not going to be able to move their freight. Okay. The only person that will be able to move their freight is going to be the person that you're leased on to. So it has to be a packet of the owner of whoever you're leased on to. Okay. So we want these shippers to deal directly with the carrier or directly with the broker. And if a shipper is having a they need 15, 20 trucks, we need to all be in an organization where we can come together. And like I say, this person can have 5 trucks, this person can have 10 trucks, somebody over here got trailers and all that other stuff. Extra requires you to have at least 3 drivers per company. Yeah, some of them will require you to have all of them have certain stimulations, but it's not that hard to find a trailer. Go on. I never searched for, yes, I did. I searched for trailers one time, and it wasn't that hard. I think the easiest one was maybe Premier, and they all require you to have your business, your Duns and Bradstreet, time in the industry. You know, you got to think of it as a business. They're not just going to, you just show up and somebody going to say, here, take one of these trailers. Okay, you got to have your structure down pack and all that kind of stuff. So other than that, y'all, it's been an hour. That's my time. I got to go back. You know, I didn't eat my crabs right here, so I got to get busy with that. But I was just sitting up here, and it had got to be 5 o'clock, and that man told me he need another $1,000. It was just like something just drained out of me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you just see everything just like, here's something else. 1,000 for this, 1,000 for that. Then my factoring company is TBS. So if anybody want to know, they got a free load board. So I'm gonna be trying to use that. But it's just like, I just got to keep working. I got to keep focused. I got to keep my eye on the goal, because eventually I got to have it. You see what I'm saying? I have to have it. So if you got to get it, you got to get it. Other than that, do y'all have any questions for me before I go? This is a good time to ask questions, because you know, this is like my downtime. I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, and it's go, 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 go. And at 5 o'clock, I could just check in with you guys, see if y'all good, see if y'all have any questions, anything that I can help you with. I'm more than happy to do that for you. If you don't know how to do it, I'll be happy to charge you a fee and do it for you. At Amazon on break watching your TV. I mean, is everybody at Amazon? Is all y'all over there? Huh? Boy, y'all went and got that authority, and y'all went straight to Amazon. That's all right. That's all right. Get in where you fit in, okay? Get in where you fit in. If you like it, I love it, okay? Somebody got to move the freight. Somebody got to move the freight. People need to know, Sensei, people need to know their cost of operation. Yes. Yes, they do. You got to know. You got to write everything down. I had to sit down, and, you know, somebody said to me, Tamara, I need you to write everything that you pay out. And I was like, what? Everything that you paid out. And I was just writing in a little list. So I said, I ain't got nothing but a car note. I ain't got nothing but what else I say? I ain't got nothing but a phone bill. I ain't got nothing. It started out to be about 3-5 things. And then it got to be, well, darn, I owe 10th Street. Well, darn, my insurance is due every 3 months. Well, darn, I gotta have the contingent insurance that I'm paying for. Well, darn, I might need a load board. Well, darn, I gotta have my DocuSign stuff. Child, by the time I got through with the list, I'm gonna be on the street. Listen, y'all, I'm gonna be the homeless broker, okay? Child, oh my goodness. You got to be built for this. This takes some saving. This takes some serious saving. This ain't no casino, ain't no going out, ain't no ordering no food. This is cooking every day. This is, I told Ripley, me and Ripley about to have a conversation. I'm gonna tell him, look, man, you gonna have to eat the same food after a while. I ain't gonna be able to afford to get Ripley his own food. Jesus. Oh, honey, if I tell you the stuff that I had to pay out of here, I mean, the money just flowing out, just be bam, there you go, bam, there you go, damn, there you go, there you go. And then all of a sudden you're looking around like, I hope something fall from the sky. It ain't no joke. I'm telling you, when these folks call me about these authorities, I'm like, look, what's your bank account looking like? You got at least about $10,000 because we about to run through some money real quick. Okay. Just he said Amazon owner ops are dangerous out here on the East Coast. What you mean by that, Justy? What you mean they running folks over? What them folks over there doing at Amazon? How them power only folks? They over there making $10,000 a week. You know, it's always well. I'm over here making $20,000-$40,000 every 2 days. Sure. There's other things that supports you could get on to. We got to learn about that. I got to get into what is called freight forwarding. I got to learn about customs. I got to learn about how to ship stuff in the air, how to ship stuff by sea, how to ship stuff by uh it's a lot. I'm starting over. I'm starting over from square one. And there's a lot more that I got to learn. A lot more. So we're going to be doing them classes. Is it a charge to be in an organization? Somebody asked. No, it's not a charge. Not yet. Not until I get this nonprofit down. I just filed a nonprofit paperwork. It takes some time to get that through, but no, it's not a charge. So hopefully we'll make it into a nonprofit. We're going to be doing classes for those who have their carrier and their broker so they can get certified in different things. It's going to be a lot of education stuff going on there, especially with the supply chain and logistics. It's going to be working with warehouses, how to be an asset-based broker or non-asset-based. Asset-based broker is a person that own equipment. So if you're a broker that has trucks, trailers, and stuff like that, you're asset-based. If you're a broker that does not have that, like a warehouse or trucks and all that kind of stuff, then you're a non-asset-based broker. As just like carriers, they do credit checks on brokers. Just like as a broker, I will do a credit check on a carrier. As a carrier, they do a credit check on me. Okay. They're going to make sure that I pay on time, that, the bills go through. And the first time that Miss Tamara do not pay her bill, I will be in everybody's group. What is that? The freight? The freight broker group. I was in that freight broker group, so I gotta come out them groups, child. I can't be bothered with all that kind of stuff because that stuff is ridiculous. I was in the freight broker group or something, and somebody done put the man MC number and the whole thing and said, this company, I heard. Now, this is what he said. He said, I heard they don't pay their bills. Hey, that's something you don't want to do, okay? Don't go by hearsay. If you got some firsthand experience of somebody that didn't pay you, it's different. But if you going by what somebody said and what you heard and you just blasting them all out on the internet, you got to be very careful about that, okay? There are ways if somebody didn't pay you to get your money, but you want to make sure that you're not damaging somebody else's business, because on this level, people like to sue. Okay? So be very accurate with your information and make sure it's on a first-hand level instead of I heard or somebody said or whatever the case may be. All right. But other than that, yeah, guys, it's crazy. So we almost to the finish line. We got the insurance. I got the DocuSign. I'll be sending out my carrier packets. I got my Brock Logistic LLC at gmail.com email going on. I got my shipper packet, got my carrier packet. I'm uploading my packets or DocuSign so drivers can just sign through the DocuSign. My rate confirmations will be coming through DocuSign, so it will be very easy for you to do. And we're just going to start getting busy. How about that? Y'all ready? Let's go. Other than that, y'all, peace, love, joy, and happiness. I'll try to come up with a topic tomorrow to come and talk to you guys. There's a couple of people that I want to get on to do a interview with. Hopefully, I'm reaching out to them because there's some amazing women out here. That is, what type of sound mod do you recommend? Sounding mod. What is that? Um, there's some amazing women out here that amazing things, and I want it to be an encouragement for you and let them share their stories and things that they're doing out here in the industry, and hopefully that it will help you. Somebody, oh, is this going to organization so men can't join? Yeah, I can't discriminate against men being a part of the organization, but it is, man, women. But if men join, it's all good, okay? I mean, we're not gonna fall out, okay? Because we got a couple of men that joined, okay? We're not even gonna have those type of problems. I have a question. Go ahead, Larry. Anything else, guys? If not, I'm gone for tonight. It is 9:28. I got to go to bed because I got to get up at 7 in the morning. Peace, love, joy, and happiness. You all have a wonderful and blessed night. Bye.